Hello, I am Crocker58, and I wanted to talk about the Siren fights in Bioshock Infinite on 1999 mode. The Siren fights are the hardest fight that you've come across so far in the game to this point, and will be until you get to the end of the game in the last battle. The main reason I came up with this build is because while I was looking online, a lot of the setups that I've seen for these fights, they either rely on luck, which I never like relying on, or they're glass cannon setups that utilize charge and the brittle skin gear. I've never been a fan of those kind of things because if you mess up one thing, it can throw the entire build off. You might even die and have to restart the whole thing, or it can make it even longer than it has to be. The build that I came up with uses basically strictly the Devil's Kiss Vigor, specifically the Devil's Kiss traps, the Hailfire, and that's about it. Or the volley gun, I'm sorry. Going into infusions, your basic 1999 setup is perfectly fine. Full shields, full salts. If you haven't been following that strict pattern, you want to have at least 8 salts or 8 infusions put into your salts. Going into your gear, Storm Hat works great for this. Killing with Devil's Kiss, Shock Jockey, or Bucking Bronco causes effects to chain to nearby enemies. Nothing bad about that. Shock Jacket is completely worthless. The only reason that it's on is because it's what I've been using throughout the playthrough. I really got horrible shirts this playthrough, so I have nothing that would really help it out at all. So if you have anything better, feel free to use it. But again, the build doesn't really rely on gear a whole lot, so it's not too important. Tunnel Vision is what I have on for my boots. I abuse the hell out of the iron sights, so it works out really well for me. But Overkill might even be better, just because it's basically a free stun, and you're going to be killing at least 2 or 3 enemies with each Devil's Kiss mine you throw out. So this is going to play a lot. I do it with Tunnel Vision just because, you know, I'm a sucker for the iron sights. Urgent Care is what I have on for my pants. What I use in every 1999 playthrough as soon as I get it, and I tend to get it really early on in the game. I really don't have any other pants that would help out here. And honestly, Urgent Care is a really good set of pants to have. Shield recharge rate and the shield recharge delay is awful in 1999 mode, so anything that can help that out is always a good thing. You won't necessarily be running for cover with this build setup, but there will be times where she's not going to be attacking you, and there's not going to be any enemies left over to attack you. And this will usually give you enough time to have your shield recharge fully before the minions land and can start attacking you again. Moving on to the weapon, like I've been saying, volley gun or hailfire, either one will work. As you can see, I only have 1 upgrade put into it. That's perfectly fine. It's what I use in the video. Carbine is what my secondary, at least for these fights it is. It's so upgraded only because it's my main weapon, that and a sniper rifle. So I have a lot of upgrades into it. But in this fight, it's not really going to be used a whole lot. You might use it when you have some stragglers left over from that initial Devil's Kiss blast. You can hit them with like Shock Jockey and then just take them out in 1 or 2 shots. Or if you have Overkill on, you'll be able to save the Shock Jockey and just take him out because of the effect of that gear. Going on to your Vigor, like I said, Devil's Kiss is the most important one for this setup. Devil's Kiss Aid is the most important. If you can't afford to have both upgrades, definitely have Devil's Kiss Aid. Main reason, it adds damage and it adds those mini clusters, which are going to extend the area of effect. Nothing bad about that. It is a really good Vigor though, so you're probably going to want to have it maxed out. And you can max it out really early on in the game, so there's really no reason not to. I don't think I use anything else other than Devil's Kiss, but you might want to have Murder of Crows, but you're never going to fire that off until after you lay out the mine, just because if you fire it off before you lay the mine, you have to wait for the corpses to land. That way they'll actually get affected by it. That's going to take too much time. So you want to have your Devil's Kiss trap ready to go. Once they land, throw it out, and then if you want to use Murder Crows, you can kind of send it out and then focus on her. What might be better though is Shock Jockey. You're going to take care of most enemies with your Devil's Kiss mine. If there's any stragglers left over, you can really quickly hit them with Shock Jockey and then just take them out either with a melee attack if their health is low enough, or you can just switch to your carbine or whatever your secondary weapon is and kill them with 1 or 2 shots. With that, let's head straight into the fight. Okay, so you're going to see me open up with a charged Devil's Kiss trap. So you gotta wait for the corpses to land before you throw this out, or else she's gonna set it off. So there goes that. And so you took out one of them, the other one managed to survive, but I'm gonna focus on her until she flies away. She's gonna fly away to that back area over there. So there she goes. This guy I'm gonna take care of real quick, just hit him with that, knock him down, melee him. His health is pretty low. So we're gonna move on, get that Devil's Kiss trap set up, because she's already summoning. They're gonna get down already, throw it right on top of this coffin. It's going to take, I believe, all of them out. Yeah, it takes them all out. We're going to go ahead and just lay right into it. I got lucky there. Well, not really. I mean, she comes out every 45 seconds, I believe, with something to help you out. But either way, my shield recharged. I'm good to go. Moving on, set up another trap, rinse, repeat, throw this out. And that's going to take care of all of her minions. And we're going to go right back into her. And you can see her health is already pretty low. And she's heading towards her next spawn point, but she's not even going to get a chance, and there she goes. So you can see, took less than a minute to take care of that. If you don't count the beginning part where I was like opening up the gate and waiting for her to summon. The build works really, really well, does a lot of damage to her minions, takes care of them almost instantaneously, so you don't have to worry about them. It doesn't really require your weapon to be upgraded. In fact, you could probably do perfectly fine. It might take a little bit longer with a completely vanilla volley gun or hailfire. So I mean, yeah, it worked really well for me. It works on any of the fights. It's a little bit harder in the second and third because she summons her minions a little bit more frequently. And at least in the second one, it's a little harder to get to her. But I mean, other than that, it'll still work basically the same. The only time that this build falters is the final Siren fight if you're going for the scavenger hunt achievement, because you can't stock up at one of the dollar bill vending machines. You're going to have to rely on likely a sniper rifle, some kind of alternate weapon, because you're going to be really low more than likely on your volley gun or your hailfire. But I'll get into that later on. So that was it. And that is how you take care of the Siren.